Okay. All right, Miss Flossie. There's so many things that I don't even know where to begin.
Oh, yeah.
So well, I guess what I want to start with is, the work ethic. I mean, you work very, very hard. You taught me how to work very hard. Where did that come from?
What the teaching you how to.
Yeah.
With this, one thing of mine, whenever I was child I come up on the farm, working like that's all I ever did. I have never been back to work anything. I always worked on the farm
Mm-hmm.
and working on people that was teaching me how to do. That's where I got the, how you got to know what to do because
Yeah.
you had a leader that showed you and then showed you where you went wrong at, and then they would try to correct and have you to always do the right thing. That's the
Mm-hmm.
way how that was, and that was under my parents,
Mm-hmm.
where I went out and worked in.
So your parents are farmers, and your parents' parents, your grandparents too.
Yeah, yeah. My mother's parents, they was farming when I was a small child.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I would used to go stay with my grandmama,
Mm-hmm.
1 week out in the year in the summer when school would get out and work up and down the field with her, and she taught with that. And then she also taught me about going to church Sunday, learning your Sunday school
Mm-hmm.
lesson, reading in the Bible, and how to treat people. Always try to be on a level, not
Mm-hmm.
so high, because she was saying, I don't
Yeah.
care how high you go, you're going to have to come back down. And so I just learned a lot through by listening and
Yeah.
let her talk like that.
Was this in Dillon County or another county?
No, it was North Carolina. That's where, we
Mm-hmm.
know when I would get
Yeah.
lost over in there. That's where my grandparents now live over in that area.
Okay. But they weren't slaves though, right?
No, my grandfather's parents, they were slaves. But
Your grandfather's parents were slaves.
but he wasn't no slave.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So that's so he had memories then of
Yeah,
he
he was
knew, yeah.
yeah, because his parent was West Indian.
Mm.
And that's where, I learned a lot from him talking about, but my grandmother, she wasn't, but his parent was.
Mm. Wow. And so on the farm, is that how you, my grandmother, Miss Elamina, Miss Maddie, how do you all meet?
Well, I didn't meet Elmita and your mother and them till we moved, let's see, we lived long up there around by the, we were working on the Rogers place up there, Nick, Peggy Rogers'
Yeah.
mother. And them. Well, I knew them, but we didn't never live close together or anything. And when I real got close to her, your mother and them, when I moved out here, where I
Mm.
am now, that's
Yeah.
when we all worked on the farm together,
Yeah.
out there on the Rogers farm, sucking tobacco,
Mm-hmm.
and picking cucumbers.
Yeah.
Your grandmother and myself, we would go out on the farm and pick peas,
Yep.
come home and shell them and do, like that. That's how we met up
And
like that.
huckleberries. You pick huckleberries too,
Yeah, we
right?
went huckleberries in the woods picking huckleberries.
I've always wondered where did you guys would go to pick huckleberries?
Where did we have to go?
Yeah, because I mean,
Down, around Canaan School, like that in Peggy Marshall, where they
yeah.
live.
Mm-hmm.
In those woods, that's where we would mostly go. But now they don't have, the huckleberries don't grow like that in the woods. Now people, like they got clear land, they plant some like just a whole lot of trees and grow their huckleberry like that. And then you can go out there and plant but long.
Mm.
And then we were going through the woods,
Get the wild huckleberries.
Yeah.
Cause y'all would come back with lots of them,
Yeah,
like big baskets full.
yeah, that's true. Like 5 gallon buckets, and maybe more than that. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we would come back with those huckleberries and sit down and pick them out. Sometimes, pick the stem off and wash them,
Mm-hmm.
can them, because there wasn't nothing like, we didn't have anything like deep freezer and things like that.
Yeah.
That's the way we did it then.
Yeah. I remember like also pear preserves.
Yeah,
The
like that. And then back in there, we would, like you had a garden, you pick your peas and beans and
mm,
put them in jars and have a big old wash pot out there in the yard and
mm-hmm.
you fill it up with water, fill them jars up,
Mm-hmm.
wrap them up with towels and sit them there, put fire to them and, cook them like that in the
Mm-hmm.
wash pot. And then when they cool off, you eat preserve, like you say,
Mm-hmm.
peas and beans
Mm-hmm.
and most all of that string beans, you did that. Then you raise your own hogs and
Mm,
you
yep.
kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you have your
Yeah.
meat and yeah, like that. So it's a lot different now than it was when it
Yeah.
was back there.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories was, after you all would kill the big hog, we would have like a big chicken bog or something outside,
Yeah,
out in the farm or whatever, and or wherever it was. Sometimes I think we had one out here one time.
yeah, they did.
Yeah, and in a big pot with rice and chicken and sausage
Chicken,
and
yeah, and a lot of people, they do that now, make them big chicken
oh,
balls.
they do.
Yeah, they do that now, like maybe like a person. Most of the time, they would do it like whenever somebody in the neighborhood will have death in the family. There's
Hmm.
a certain one will make a big old pot of chicken bob, take that pot of rice, the chicken
Hmm.
bob carry to that family house, and
Yeah.
then they'll put it up and everybody, sit down
Hmm.
and eat it. Then another thing they'll do is cook fish, and
Yeah.
yeah, do it like that, and fry fish, and you sit down
Hmm.
and that's the way it is now.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I did not realize that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
still do things like that.
Now, what about the like I said, the friendship that you all have is so unique. The
Yeah, but it's not that much like that now, 'cause it's like I said, since your mother passed and Florine Williams passed, you don't, people don't come and visit you now like they mostly, it's just a lot of different things
mm,
because like I got a little great granddaughter, Baker's little daughter. She
yeah.
just turned 7, and she turned 7 in July. She's so interested about as old as I am. Do anybody come by every day and check on me?
Hmm.
And I said no. She said, well, you're 90 years old. I said yes. She ain't got to 91 yet. She ain't thinking about I'm 91. She just said I'm 90.
Yeah.
And she said, do you mean to tell me they don't nobody come out and check on you in the daytime? I said, no. She said, well, that's a shame. You 90 years old, nobody don't come to check on. Have you been anywhere today? I said, no, I
Mm.
haven't been nowhere. So she told me, she tells me, well, Grandma, you don't go nowhere but church, do you? I say I go to church. I hardly miss a church. Going to church, I go to church all the time because it
Yeah.
don't be good enough. And when I come back home from church on Sunday, I hardly ever go anywhere else. And maybe at least sometime I might ride to my granddaughter's house or,
Hmm.
something like that. But not getting out like you used to, like we used to go, like when your grandma was living, sometimes we had a certain time on Saturday or day through the week, we all get out and ride uptown. If you didn't do nothing, we'd go in the stores and look.
Hmm.
And look, it wouldn't buy anything, just look and come on back home and, sit down and just, conversate and talk like that. But see, it's
Yeah.
not like that because everybody working. And since I don't drive, that makes a big difference too.
Yeah.
Because when I was driving myself, and the family was out working, I could come home and get dressed and go out and do what I want to go where it was. There's a lot of difference in that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way that is.
Yeah. Downtown is not what it used to be.
No, it's not. It's not like that.
Yeah, it's almost kind of sad to see it change. I saw like two houses on Main Street that were for sale, maybe three houses on Main Street that were for sale, which we never saw years ago because it was always a thriving place to go.
Yeah, that's true, but it's not that. Then you would have friends not all back in them days would stop by to see you, talk with you. They come in sometimes they just come in the yard, sit and talk, or see you sit and talk with you. But it's different now. It's not
Yeah.
like that now.
Wow. So, how does it make you feel seeing the big changes that take place? How does that make you feel seeing how things have changed so much?
Well, like only thing I miss is I miss my friends. The one what I used to was come and sit and we would talk, just like that. And they sometimes are quite the young people, they'll stop by, and talk to you for a little like that. But it's just a big difference, like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. That's one of the things that my friends think is kind of weird about me is that I would stop by their houses without calling. I just go there, knock on the door because I would walk and just see how they're doing.
Yeah.
And to me, that's how we kind of grew up. I mean, I'll walk to this house and say,
Yeah, that's
"Is
true.
Fred here? Is Primo here?" Or
Yeah.
yeah, we did it all the time. So I was
Yeah.
used to just walking to house. And we didn't have phones.
The
Because-
call.
yeah.
That made a difference too. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now one time it's but it's been a little over a year ago. It was a little danger. Like the other people, cause getting out, walking and doing things. Cause I know about 3 years ago, I would walk it. That would be about 4 days out in the week. I would leave here, and I walk down Forest Canaan Church, and I come back up, and come back up round by the highway and come on in home. But they said it got so dangerous, it was dangerous for you to do things like that. Not then it will come. But they about got those people off the street because they was just so mean and so much going on there.
Yeah.
It was just dangerous for you to get out walking like that.
Yeah, and particularly in a very small rural town.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a
And
small.
it was like that here into, because there used to be a group, it's been a little bit on a year now, they would put on blue jean pants and white t-shirt, and they would go down there to the highway. They would stand off down there. That was when they, into what they were doing.
Yeah.
They would stand there, and after they stayed there a while, then they would move up close to almost in front of Randon. They would stand at that road. Stay, but they would stand maybe about 30 minutes, sometime long there. And I know for 2 days they come right up there in front of where my mailbox over there, standing over there on the side that Randon. And they were standing up there. I looked out. The second day they did it, I went to the door and I looked. I didn't say anything to them, but they knowed me.
Yeah.
And they moved on because I had said, well, if you come back tomorrow and stand up like that, I was going to call the cops.
Yeah.
Because I know what they was up for, like that. And when they found out that you went into that stuff, see, they were going about their business somewhere else.
So how does it make you feel then when you see that we have the first black president of this country, but yet we still have some black people who want to do stuff like that on the corners?
Well, it makes you feel, you feel, you just don't know. And a lot of times, see, It's somebody you know. There's not strangers. There's somebody you know. That you know their parents or somebody like that. That's one thing what make you feel bad for, you see that going on. But the one thing they had a respect. They would not come in my yard or anything like that. They
Yeah.
would not do that. They would stand like this, like I said, them two. They did that 2 days on the straight.
Yeah.
And that last day when they saw me go at the door and look down, see, they moved on back and they never come around there no more on that street, the street out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder about that because, like I said, I live in D.C. and I've been to the White House. I was a volunteer for the White House under President Obama. And so I kind of worked out of his office of presidential correspondence. And so I receive all kinds of information from people around the world about liking him or hating him. Some of it was really, really nasty.
Yeah.
But I never thought I would see a black president, in my lifetime.
Oh yeah. And another thing
the
about it, just like Randy over there, like they all go over there and maybe cook or whatever they want to do over there. And I don't care how big a crowd it be, and it be somebody say just like you were coming in town, hadn't seen me in years and years, and they want to come over and speak to me. But the one thing Jeff and Pimo and Randy and those, they will tell them they better not cross that road and come over here a certain time.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I never have them. No trouble with them coming and trying to come in the yard or maybe
Yeah.
coming up to the door knocking or thing like that. That was one good thing about them. I said,
Yeah.
and then whenever they would see me, they would tell me, speak to me and say, we want to go there and speak to you, but Jeff and them and Camille and them and Randy tell me we better not be going over there. And so they listen at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'll be the same way. I would tell them the same thing. Yeah.
yeah, so it's a big difference now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not too many children in the area now.
Yeah, I noticed that.
No,
I haven't seen.
children.
Yeah.
No children here. Everybody's grown up or moved out because Lisa, she right there, my next door neighbor there, she got one of her little niece. She's in the 10th grade, I believe. And on around in this area here, there's no children now.
That is because this used to be full of children.
Yeah, they used to be full of children. My yard used to be full
Exactly.
of children.
Again, we would play basketball in your front yard. Yeah, all kinds of ththings.
But there's no children in this area now.
Yeah, you had the Grahams, Corey and Tiffany, all of them, and then
true.
all around there was.
But everybody's moved around.
Yeah, we used to play football right here in the street. On the dirt road football. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the.
Everybody's grown up like that.
And no children. That is really. I didn't realize that until you mentioned it.
Yeah, there's no children in this area.
Wow, that is a big change.
Yeah, there has been a big change.
Well, perfect.